Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we are. This is how we act all the time.
Even though I already started recording.
What's up?
Okay, so everybody's Chromebook should be open. Okay? And so you guys asked for an example and I gave you an example. Now you're in trouble. But you weren't before, but you told on yourself. Okay, so the two things that you should have open right now are your copies of your timeline project. Timeline project, copy. That's one. Two, if you need it, which you probably do, your starting link, okay, for your research.
I can hear you tapping on the board.
I know. I was hearing you too, and it sounds weird. Okay, so yeah, very important. I showed you guys like a good link, or like what a good link looks like in terms of like for research, like what a good site looks like. But I didn't really tell you guys how to use it efficiently. So we want to work smarter, not harder. That's the goal, okay? I don't want you guys breaking your backs to get this done. It would hurt. I don't want that, okay? What I do want is for you guys to use your time wisely, okay? We need to be all about that. So listen, this is a heading. This is a subheading, okay? I want you to use your headings and subheadings to make sure that you're guiding yourself through an article, right? So the example that I'm giving you guys in terms of research, what I started is something that nobody else is doing, so you can't copy off my answers, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the Emmett Till case, all right? And I'll go ahead and put it up when it's time to put stuff up. When did it happen? August 28th, 1955. Where? In Money, Mississippi. But what's funny is Emmett Till was not from Money, Mississippi. Okay? Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago, Illinois, who was visiting relatives in Money, Mississippi when he was accused of whistling at Carolyn Bryant, a white woman who worked as a cashier at the grocery store, ... Yes, thank you for raising your hand.
And when he went to jail for it, they broke him out of the jail and tied him to, I think, a car, and they drug him down the street. Like,
Yes, it is horribly graphic and absolutely terrible what they did to him because he was accused of whistling at this woman. And can somebody tell me how this is relevant today? Because, Alicia.
Sexual harassment.
Okay, yes, but he was accused, but today in the court case, or today, they found evidence that
He didn't do it.
right? And they're reopening the court case. Isn't that crazy?
But they can't do that.
He is dead. Well, he died a long time ago at the age of 14.
Bro, they are some murderers.
they
They're
drug
Right.
him down.
Boys.
So we talked about, this is a part of, wait, what did we talk about? It's a term that we talked about, and somebody raised their hand. It starts with an L, and it is outside of the law. Raise your hand.
Illegal.
Raise your hand. I said it starts with an L. Illegal starts with an I. But raise your hand, okay? It starts with an L. It's outside the law. Yes.
Louisiana Purchase.
Girl. Come on, somebody. We spent a lot of, yes.
Mobile.
Y'all, we spent so many days talking about this. It's when you maybe hang someone, when you brutally hurt somebody. Yes. Thank you.
What?
Right? So this is a part of lynching. He was lynched. Oh wait, I don't know if you were here yet.
Yeah, he wasn't here.
Oh, sorry about that. I was calling on you and like picking on you, but you weren't even in the class yet. Okay, I apologize. So this is a part of lynching, right? And so we talked about how somebody could be accused of something whether they actually did it or not. And then people would decide on their own outside of the law and due process. I mean, if this is illegal, if he like looked at this lady wrong or he whistled at this lady and this was illegal, then he should have been tried. Don't whistle. Then he should have been tried within the court system and put in a jail cell, not dragged around the city or the town. Yes.
Well, why did that lady snitch on him? Why didn't she just be like, Thank you. Thank you. I know I'm cute. Thanks. But
That's a whole other topic, okay? But the thing is, remember, somebody can be accused of something and they didn't do it. You didn't do it. And it turns out that one of the women on her deathbed, now it was either the woman who he was accused of whistling of, it was either Carolyn or the wife of the person who headed the lynching, who on her deathbed was like, he didn't do it, and then just passed. And they're like, yo, we have to open this case back up because, like, you know, we don't want this to be, yes, that's him. We don't want this to be in our history of what happened without justice being done. Oh, anyhow.
With the glasses?
Yeah, it does look like him, but with the wider face. Okay, so anyway, this is, I know, it's graphic. I didn't want to, that picture is just, it's very hard to look at. But, Alasia, this is our example, okay? So if your example, or if your slide doesn't look like this, if your first slide doesn't look like this, don't worry, because we're going to go back and work on it, okay? But as for right now, and I did a ... because there's more to the story that's going to be explained. But yeah, so that's my example, okay?
I can't even find it.
You guys should have worked on this last class. The problem or the goal, why? What was the issue in this story? Somebody tell me, what was the problem? Alasia.
He didn't do it.
I can't whistle. I don't really like whistling. What was the problem? Raise your hand. Tell me, what was the problem or the issue? Brandon Whitehouse.
He got accused of something that he didn't do.
Precisely. He was or we don't even have to say that because we can make it sound more like factual, whatever. Well, actually, we do know today that he didn't do it, so that is facts. He was accused of doing something that he didn't do. He was accused of whistling at Miss Carolyn, and Mr. Emmett Till did not do that, okay? Participants, key players. Participants, so who's the main person in this story? Raise your hand and tell me. I say this story, but this historical event. Raise your hand and tell me who is the person, the main person. I'll answer that in a moment. Raise your hand, somebody.
Caroline. I'm sorry, wrong music.
Raise your hand and tell me who was one or who are a couple main people in this story. Alasia, I keep calling on you. Sarah. Tell me a main person in the Emmett Till case.
Caroline.
Shh. Come on, you got it? It's on the tip of your tongue. Starts with an E.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant starts with an I, and your comment is irrelevant because I didn't call on you. Yes.
Elizabeth.
Sarah. Okay, the person that I've literally just been mentioning who this is about. Who is this about? The Emmett Till case.
Oh,
Who is this about? Sarah.
Why did they shoot a memorial?
Yes. Emmett Till. And then Sarah, there was a person that they tried to tell you to say her name, and she was the person who was accused of whistling at. Who was that? Starts with a C.
Who did you talk about?
Look. In this story, we have some names. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago, Illinois, visiting relatives in Money, Mississippi, when he was accused of whistling at, it's up here, it's not in here.
Caroline. Oh my God.
Carolyn Bryant, right? She's a part of this. She goes in here.
Ow.
Okay,
I have a bruise right there.
key events. So over here, I would maybe put key events, like some things that got this ball rolling. So key events, the whistling, right? The whistling at the grocery store, the alleged whistling, so you can put that in parentheses, the whistling at the grocery store, okay? And then today we're working on this part. So the resolution or outcome, what happened because he was accused of whistling? Well, that L word, he was lynched, right?
That's a bad word.
Okay. It's not a fun word at all. But yeah, it works in this context. We can't really discuss it without the word right. Who was affected?